Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cookie dough cake. Let's begin. Hi guys and welcome back. So today we're going to get started by making the buttercream. So into a large mixing bowl, place in your whole egg followed by your egg yolks. Then whisk this on a medium-high speed until the mixture is lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. It should be a pale yellow to an almost white colour. And while that's mixing, you can go ahead and make the sugar syrup. So simply place into a small saucepan your water and sugar and mix to combine. It should make this kind of gloopy syrup. Place it on the hob and allow it to reach 121 degrees Celsius. As you can tell, the egg mixture is looking like this. Once your mixture has got to 121 degrees and your eggs are looking right, steadily and carefully pour in that hot liquid mix into the egg. Mix on a low speed while it's incorporating, and once it's all added, mix on a high speed until you can touch the bottom of the bowl. Once you can touch the bottom of the bowl, you can then go ahead and add in the butter chunk by chunk until the mixture has thickened. Place in the fridge until needed later on. Then to start on the cake, you'll want to take a mixing bowl and place in the butter and the sugar and beat together until they are lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. For me this takes around 7 to 10 minutes, and I'm using a stand mixer, but feel free to use a hand mixer or whatever you've got. Then gradually adding your eggs one at a time, beating well in between each addition, being careful not to over mix the mixture or split the mixture. Then add in your vanilla and mix this until it's fully incorporated. Then give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just a good way to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. You can then go ahead and add in your dry ingredients, followed by the chocolate chips, and just mix this on a low speed to start with, working your way up to a medium high, just until everything is incorporated and you can't see a trace of a single ingredient. Then give the bowl one more good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any dry bits and chocolate chips that may not have been fully incorporated from earlier on. Once you've given that all a good scraping down, you can then go ahead and divide this cake mixture between 3 6-inch cake tins. I normally weigh it, but you feel free to eyeball it like I have, and they turned out very well. So just spread and level them out as best as you possibly can. This will help with the consistency when baking. So then place these into your preheated oven and bake them off, and I will leave all that information in the blog post, don't forget to check it out. So to get started on the decorating of the cake, grab yourself a plate, stand or board, place a blob of buttercream into the middle and place your first layer of cake on top. Then pipe the same buttercream on top of the cake and just pipe a ring around the outer edge and fill in the center with the same buttercream, just to spread and level it to get as consistent as possible. Place on your second layer of cake and repeat the process until you have no layers of cake left. Once you've got your cake stacked, you can then go ahead and pipe the buttercream around the outer edge of the cake. It doesn't need to be perfect at this stage, as we'll smooth and level it out and get it as perfect as we want it to be a little later on. So you can be a little bit more lazy, or not necessarily lazy, but a bit more messy at this stage. But feel free to try and get as neat as possible, but it really doesn't need to be at this point. Just pipe around the outer edge and on the top of the cake, spread and level out the top, and then work on the sides. So to smooth out the sides, all you simply do is take a scraper and smooth it out. So I like to do it in one swoop normally, so take my one hand and just smooth off the cake. It won't be perfect the first few times you do it, and you may have to add a bit more buttercream in places where there's a gap or two. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be perfect at this stage. You will get to it eventually. Once you're happy, you can then stop and place this cake into the fridge to firm up for a little bit, as this is a brown butter buttercream. It is softer, but trust me, it tastes delicious. Don't forget to get rid of the scraggly edge just before you place it into the fridge, as you want to try and get a sharp edge. This is an optional finishing, but before you place it into the fridge, I like to use the same chocolate chips I used in the cake, just around the bottom of the cake to create a kind of border. It doesn't need to be perfect, it's just to add a bit more of a chocolatey taste without adding too much chocolate, and of course, is there such thing as too much chocolate? Place it to the fridge and chill. Then you can go ahead and make the ganache. So to make the ganache, you mix your milk and your dark chocolate and add on top the heated cream. Let it sit for around a minute and then just mix until everything is smooth and well combined. Place into a piping bag and pipe a drip around the edge of your cake. Then you can leave the drip at that, but I like to pipe chocolate on the top, or the ganache on top, and spread it out so it looks perfectly coated on top as well. Smooth and level it out as best as you possibly can. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to make the edible cookie dough. So to do that, grab yourself a large mixing bowl and place in your brown butter with the light brown sugar and the golden caster sugar, and just mix these all together until they are lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. It won't go completely light and fluffy, but it should come together and combine very well. Once it does, you can then go ahead and add in your milk and just mix in until it changes consistency, so it should become a little looser. This is what you're looking for. Once you've achieved that, you can then add in the icing sugar and just again mix this in until it's fully incorporated. You can't really overmix at this stage, so just mix until it's fully incorporated, or as incorporated as you can get it. Then add in your flour, which has been cooked in the oven, and your chocolate chips, and then just mix until a edible cookie dough forms. You can then go ahead and take a small cookie scoop and scoop up 1 scoop of the cookie dough and just roll it off and smooth it off in between your hands, and just get as round and as smooth as possible. So you may just need to adjust it a little bit. Here's what it should look like. Then on top of your cake, pipe your rosettes, or whichever style of piping you want to do. I did these blobs, but feel free to do whatever you would like. These weren't perfect and I wasn't very happy with them, so to cover up some of the ugliness, I used the cookie dough balls on top. So each portion of cake will have a portion of edible cookie dough, which is always good because who doesn't like edible cookie dough? So here is what the inside of the cake looks like. You've got 3 layers of that chocolate chip cake, that brown butter buttercream. It's delicious, trust me. But that's all today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be links to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all of my social medias. But that's all today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.